Welcome back to Video Evidence, where today we've got something really special for you. A reading by the Scottish crime fiction author Andrew Raymond from his brand new novel, The Long Isle. This is a book I'm really excited about for a number of reasons. Firstly, while Andrew is already well known for his DCI Lomond books, gritty police procedurals set in Glasgow, The Long Isle begins a new series which looks at crimes committed on the Scottish Islands. Each book takes us to a different location, starting here with South Uist in the Outer Hebrides. Secondly, it introduces us to a new protagonist. Detective Constable Mairead Maclean is a single mother who's trained in the Glasgow police, hasn't yet been jaded by working in the city, but is on her way back to the islands where she grew up. However, they hold precious few fond memories for her. And the third reason I've been looking forward to this novel is the A word, atmosphere. I've dipped into the Long Isle already, and I can tell Andrew has put a great deal of craft into evoking the feel of South Uist. It's a very remote place, one he's familiar with and passionate about. You can tell by his prose. A couple of years back, when the Long Isle was just the germ of an idea in his imagination, he went back to South Uist to research a new crime novel. And I think that investment of time and effort has really paid off. If you love the chillingly evocative island-based novels of Anne Cleeves, Peter May, or even the Icelander Ragnar Jonasson, I think this is one for you. So, everyone here at Crime Fiction Lover is really pleased to welcome Andrew back to Video Evidence. I'm going to send it over to him right now to give you a little more information about the Long Isle and to read a passage from its early pages. It'll really give you a flavour for the setting.
Hi, I'm Andrew Raymond, and I'm going to be reading from my newest book, which is the first book in the Hebrides series. The book is called Long Isle, and it's the first one to feature Detective Constable Mairead Maclean. The book is set on South Uist in the Outer Hebrides, and throughout the series, each book will go to a different area within the Hebrides, lest I fall into the issue of having too many crimes taking place in tiny places. So this first book is set on South Uist, which is a place that's very dear to my heart, and I spent a lot of time there growing up. Went on lots of family holidays, and I had some close family friends that lived there for a very long time as well, and this book in many ways is dedicated to them. Off the frayed edge of Scotland's west coast lies the island of South Uist, one of the many islands that make up the Outer Hebrides, a fractured archipelago known by many names. The Western Isles, Isles of the Strangers, even the edge of the world. Linked by salt-worn causeways and intermittent ferries, the islands almost appear to be one continuous landmass, also known as the Long Isle. Father Callum stumbled out of the Polcara Inn after last orders, into the cold, the wind, and the dark. He felt a prickle of sea spray land on his face, flecking off the stone seawall that protected the inn a matter of metres away. It was high tide, and the Atlantic Ocean was tumbling and crashing onto the shoreline rocks below the wall, an insistent wind carrying the spray up and over. The inn, sitting on the flat, treeless southwestern coastline of South Uist, had seen it all before. It made Father Callum think about mortality. The inn would outlast him, but the sea would outlast everything on Uist. Standing on dry land, it was easy to mistake the solidity of the island's rocks and hills, its sense of history, for permanence, but that was just an illusion. The ageing priest turned his coat collar up against the wind, a scent of salt and kelp being carried from the sea. His faltering footsteps halted when he noticed a solitary car parked. Its engine was off. It had been there for some time. Father Callum grumbled under his breath. Oh, here we go. The car headlights went on. A young man in his mid-30s, also wearing a priest's collar, hurried out. Father Callum, he began. It's me, Father Brendan. I'm not that drunk, Callum retorted. I think we should talk. Callum pushed past him. I think you should go home. Father Brendan knew better than to attempt to hold him back. He'd made that mistake in the past. You can't walk home on your own in the dark, Brendan protested. Callum walked on. I've managed fine for the last half a century. I think I can manage another night. At least let me drive. You're not taking me anywhere, Brendan, Callum snapped. I don't understand why you're behaving this way towards me, father, and I don't understand why you've got yourself into this state. Callum leaned in menacingly towards him. I know what you're going to do tomorrow. Brendan hesitated. I don't know what you're... Spare me the lies, Brendan. Did you think I wouldn't find out? Brendan looked horrified, which quickly turned to anger. You've been on my computer, haven't you? Callum said nothing. Brendan went on. It's the only way you would know. I understand why you'd rather I didn't know, Brendan. It's not something I would want getting out either. It's all going to come out one way or another, father. Callum leaned in and snarled, Go to hell, Brendan. Then he staggered off on his own, out of the car park. Brendan caught a flash of light in his peripheral vision. When he looked over, he saw Shona, the manager of the Polecara Inn, watching from the doorway. Brendan pursed his lips, embarrassed at someone seeing the argument, and in front of Shona Curry of all people. Good night, Shona, Father Brendan said, hoping his tone would be interpreted as go away. Brendan could no longer see Callum, at least not easily. Then he spotted his silhouette swaying along the single-track road. Brendan put the passenger window down and pulled up alongside him, slowing to the pace of a drunk pensioner. At least let me light the way with the headlights. I'm fine, Callum said. Father, you can't walk all that way. It reminds me of a passage. Everyone who does evil hates the light, Father Callum said, and will not come into the light for fear that their deeds will be exposed. Just have a think about that, Brendan. With that, Callum broke away from the road, walking towards the Macar, the long grassy plain that ran parallel to the coastline, starting from the dunes that lined mile after mile of beach on the west of the island. In nearby houses and cottages, residents looked on from their windows, watching Father Brendan's brake lights flashing at each turn, his headlights cutting a winding path, speeding through the night. Brendan was still driving at speed, now with tears in his eyes. He was also praying. God help me, Brendan wept. God give me the strength for what I have to do now. Somewhere out on the Macar was Father Callum, out of sight. So that's just a little snippet of the beginning of the book, and I hope you like the sound of it, and I hope you'll give it a try. So it's called The Long Isle, and it's available on Amazon, in Waterstones, and all good independent bookshops. And lastly, I'd like to really thank Garrick at Crime Fiction Lover for inviting me to do this. It's been a pleasure.
Not at all, Andrew. The pleasure is all ours, and we're super grateful to you for joining us here on the channel. Just in those first few lines, you can really see what I mean about how the atmosphere builds in this novel. We move from words to a feeling: cold, wind, dark, sea spray, tide, flat, treeless, and of course, mortality. We're right there with Fathers Callum and Brendan, wondering if they'll survive the night. To round up, as well as the retailers Andrew has mentioned, you can grab a copy of The Long Isle via our link in the description with this video. We've also included a link to our site where you can read our interview with him all about the new novel. A big thank you once again to Andrew Raymond for joining us. A big thank you to you for watching. And please do like and or subscribe to our channel if you've enjoyed today's video. Bye for now.